Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Grey Board Gamer here with the continuation of my playthrough of The Big Book of Madness by Yellow Games. We're getting ready to have things get difficult for us because we're going to be moving on to round 5, which is going to bring out 2 of these multi-element cards as curses along with the 3, so we're going to have all 5 of these set. But before we get there, let's get to our green magician over here and do the concentration phase and reset all these spells. Also, we'll do the monster phase, move that to the invocation spot. Because we moved that to the invocation spot and we destroyed all of the curses, one player of your choice gains 1 spell in the library. We have 4 different spells to choose from in our library here. We have Ice Cocoon. Each player discards all madness cards from their hand, then draws 1 card per madness discarded. Telekinesis. Each player draws 1 card. Warm-blooded, discard 1 madness, then for each madness you discarded, draw 2 cards. And Tornado, exchange 1 card with another player. I'm going to choose Tornado, and I'm going to give it to our green magician, but she has 5 spells, so I have to choose one to destroy. Aspiration. Receive 1 card in your hand from another player's hand or from the support pool, but it only takes 1 to cast. Exchange 1 card with another player. Growth allows me to draw a card. Ice, I can put a card in support. Some tough choices. I think putting things in support is going to be important. I'll go ahead and choose to destroy Growth in order to get Tornado. Now we will turn the page of our grimoire. Ooh, get this ugly looking guy. Each player adds 1 madness to their hand. Well, that's unfortunate. So each player will add 1 madness to their hand. Luckily we've been managing that well, so that's not terrible. Next, we'll move our round marker to round 5 and have 2 multi-element cards for curses. We'll draw our first multi-element curse. Shuffle all destroyed element and madness cards. Starting with the active player, deal them in clockwise order to the discard pile of each player. Maximum of 3 per player. Ooh, well that can be annoying. Wow. And our second multi-element curse. Add 1 fire token on all other curses. Players must spend 1 additional fire to destroy them. That also is terrible. And now we'll apply the curses from the monster. Each player receives 1 madness in their discard pile, and then fire. Each player places the top 2 cards of their deck in their discard pile, and then finally, in our 5th spot, the air curse will be each player receives 1 madness in their discard pile. Now we got a full lineup of curses that we need to take care of. We'll move the invocation marker over to represent turn 1 beginning and take her action phase. My choices are quite limited considering I only have one air card available to me, and I'm going to use it to cast telepathy and have one other player take an action. And for him, I'm going to discard one of each type of element: water, earth, air, and a double fire. I don't have a single fire to use, and I can't make change, so to speak. I can't use that additional fire for anything else because each action has its own casting cost. You can't carry over. Now I'm going to destroy this multi-element curse, which seems to be a nightmare to deal with, so I'm glad I was able to take care of that one. There's nothing else I can do for her. Only thing in her hand is this one madness card. I'll recuperate, draw 5 more cards to get us back up to the level we need to be, which is 6. And we received 2 water, 4 air, and 2 earth. We're short of fire there as far as taking care of a multi-element. Move our active player marker over and see what our blue magician can do. Refresh his spells during the concentration phase. Move the invocation marker to the turn 2 spot. Luckily we don't have that curse there to apply. Move into his action phase and make some choices. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to stop these curses from affecting me. I have 2 water and 2 fire. The fire's not doing me any good right now. I could purchase warm-blooded, but at this point in the game I don't think it's going to be very helpful. Oh, I never flipped this one over. Let's see. Daydream. Each other player chooses 1 card from their discard pile and puts it in their hand. Okay. Well, that's available for purchase now. He doesn't have any air. I could try and set up here and cast Ice Touch. Then one other player draws 1 card and places 1 card from their hand in support. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set myself up though, because I'm going to end up with a couple of madness. That's okay, because it's going to go into my discard pile. I will cast Ice Touch, which allows one other player to draw 1 card and place 1 card from their hand in support. She drew a fire, and I'm going to get this madness card out of her hand and put it into her support slot. That way it's not clogging up and I can have 6 cards. Now for him, I want to get rid of that madness. I'll spend his remaining 2 to cure that madness. Enter his recuperation phase and draw the only card he has. Now my deck is empty. I'll have to take a madness, shuffle, Get a good shuffle here. And continue to draw up to 6. So I need 5 more. And I avoided the madness and was able to draw that triple fire. So not so bad. Got 2 earth and 2 water to go with it. Pass the token over and start with our green magician. Our green magician is going to refresh her spell, move the marker, and now we're going to have to apply these curses. Add 1 fire token on all other curses. Players must spend 1 additional fire to destroy them. That's where these tokens come into play. So each curse now requires an additional fire to destroy them. And also, since space 3 has 2 slots, each player receives 1 madness into their discard pile. And again, since we were able to manage it so well, that doesn't hurt us or bring us close to running out of madness cards. Again, when he destroyed this curse, I forgot to get my reward. And I can see we have earth, fire, and water coming up. Alright. Let's get an additional earth. I'll put that in my discard pile. And back to what we are going to do with her turn. I think I'm going to spend 2 earth, cast abundance that allows 1 other player to draw 2 cards. Well, that didn't help. The double air can help me take care of that curse, but then I'd have to use my triple fire, which I definitely don't want to do. I could exchange a card to help with that. This curse, if it hits, each player places the top 2 cards of their deck into the discard pile. That's not too bad. Both of our decks are pretty tall right now, so that's not too much to worry about. Each player receives 1 madness in their discard pile. These are not devastating curses. What I will do is spend 2 air to exchange a card with another player. Send this fire over in exchange for 1 of his earth cards. Okay. And then there's no need to do that. Let me think about it. I will have her spend 2 air, cast telepathy. That's going to allow him to take 2 actions since it's double the cost. I will get rid of the water curse by spending 4 and then that 1 additional fire. I know I could have got rid of the fire, but moving 2 cards from the top of my deck to my discard pile is not terribly devastating. Now I get to choose a reward. I grabbed a green previously. I got plenty of fire. We do have water coming up. I'll grab an additional water as my reward. Okay. Now I still have a second action I can take with him. I have no spells that use fire. I could spend one on telepathy to allow her to take an additional action with his additional action. Sounds kind of silly. One player chooses one card from their discard pile and places on top of their deck. Will that come in handy? Okay, let's see. I could put another fire for him. She's got air, and we do have that air curse right there. That seems like a pretty good idea. I'll spend the additional, or not the additional, I'll spend one earth to have one other player, and I'll take her. Oh no, that's not going to help me at all, because the top two cards in my deck are going to go into my discard pile. Oh, but she'll get to recuperate before then. Okay, never mind, I'm outthinking myself. So those were his two additional turns that she used with telepathy, and now she can still do some actions if she wanted to. I'm going to swap out with her special ability, put the earth into support, bring the madness back, spend 2 of that element to cure my madness. Now we'll go into her recuperation phase because I'm done with actions. Need to draw 5 more. And we're going to end up with a little bit of everything. Good. Good. Very good. Okay. 3 air, 4 earth, 1 fire, and we still had the 1 water. Move our token over and begin the blue magician's turn. Let's refresh the spells. Move the invocation marker, and now each player places the top 2 cards of their deck into the discard pile. That was a double fire and a triple fire. Well, that did suck. A double earth and another double earth. That one didn't hurt so bad. Now we need to take care of our action phase, and we don't have many options right now. Doesn't look like I have many good options here. About the only thing I could do would be waste my 3 in order to get rid of my madness. I could cast telepathy or ice or torrential rain. One other player chooses 1 card. Oh, that could be useful, but that's 1 other player, so it only apply to her. Not sure what I want to do, or I don't think I'm going to be able to wipe out all 3 of these curses before we're going to end up having the loss condition on this one. So I'll prepare for what's coming up. And I'll spend 3 fire to gain another triple fire. And I could have her take an action to get rid of this curse, but she can do that on her own turn. I'll just end his turn there and just accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to take out all these curses and prepare for what's coming next. We got plenty of air, which is good because he can turn air into something else. 2 water and an earth, and we still have that curse. Move our marker over and prepare for the final turn of this round. Refresh a lot of our spells that we used. Move the marker over, apply this curse. Each player is going to receive 1 madness into their discard pile. Looks like we're going to be safe as far as running out of cards in the madness pile, since the next round will be our last. But we do have a lot of madness cards in there, and we're about to get 3 more into our support. So I definitely want to prepare for the next round. I am going to... Should I eliminate the multi-element? No. It's either 1 or none. Either you've got rid of them all or there's 1 or more left, so I'm not going to waste thinking about that. I am going to spend 1 to activate telepathy, have him take an action and spend his double water element, cast torrential rain, which will allow both players, since I spent double the casting cost, to shuffle their discard and support into their deck, and that way we're prepped and ready to go for the next round. The final round, where we're hoping to be able to wipe out all 5 curses and win the game. Not sure if we're going to be able to do it. Hopefully we can. Dealing with 5 curses is difficult, but we're going to give it our best shot and see if we can make it happen. Do I have anything else I want to do with her in prep for the next round? I could spend abundance. I'll do that. Spend 2 to allow 1 other player to draw 2 cards, and that will be a double and a single fire. Any other actions I want to take? We got a good spread of elements. I'm just going to leave it at that. Draw my 2 during my recuperation phase, and it's 2 water, or 2 double water. We do have a water curse coming up in the next round. Move this marker over, and that's going to end this round. We'll begin the next round with our blue magician. We're going to turn the grimoire to our final page. We're going to move to the invocation space first and apply the loss condition, or not the loss, the failure condition, because we did not get rid of all the curses. This is going to be the first time we've had to do that, but I'd rather do that and prep for the fact that we need to wipe out all 5 curses to win the game in the next round. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you for the final round.